Hi there. I have a channel message for you for your highest good, and I trust that it found you at the right time. I really appreciate you being here with me right now. So, just a good time to sit back and relax, grab your tea or coffee, whatever you please. Just see what wants to come through. Armadillo spirit, set healthy boundaries. And our spirit in reverse, you see clearly now. In the reverse, maybe you don't see clearly now. We can get into that. Armadillo spirit, set healthy boundaries. It's like straight away I'm picking up on other people's energies. I'm just getting energetic interference here. It's like maybe you need to take some time in some kind of solitude, or really limit the time that you're spending around other people who are a bit frazzled or like some kind of a chaotic energy. The armadillo, I really feel like he's the opposite of chaotic energy. He seems really chill to me, really grounded. I feel like grounding might be quite poignant at this time. But I'll read this message here. It says, learning to set healthy boundaries is the gift of armadillo spirit. You are entering a phase where, in order for you to be in alignment with your intentions and co-create your best life, you may have to be discerning and say no to many things that may have been okay for you in the past. This also means that you need to learn where you end and where others begin, what is yours to own and what is not. Know your limits and understand that it's an empowering choice to say no to what doesn't feel right. It's going to be really confusing here when it says you may have to be discerning and say no to many things that may have been okay for you in the past. That can be a really confusing energy, having to navigate that. And it's like maybe with all this retrograde energy, it's like some old things and some old habits are really like wanting to be expressed here, and there's things that you sort of want to take part in again, but it's really obscuring your vision, or you're not quite sure what's right and what's wrong here. Or it's like you don't know what you're ready to let go of, or some kind of frequency around that. This owl spirit says, are you feeling overwhelmed and overpowered by all that you are sensing? Are you highly sensitive right now and in information overload, feeling too much and taking in too much stimulation? The antidote for overwhelm is to become grounded and return to your safe nest so wisdom can offer you clarity and guide you on managing the flow. Take a break to ground yourself in the reality of everyday senses. Go for a walk in nature. Perhaps you can stop to lie on the ground or hug a tree. I was, so right at the start, I was talking about how grounding might be really helpful here, just through the nature of this armadillo. So I didn't know that message was going to say that. But somebody was saying to me yesterday as well, that if you're feeling like low on energy, it's actually a really good idea to hug a tree and like send your love to the tree and let it circulate back into you. So that might be really helpful for some of you here. A time for healing, balsamic moon. I feel like there's healing that needs to be done, and some like level of emotional completion, or like even a grieving process that needs to take place here before you can really move forward. And it's like getting grounded or staying grounded is really going to help you here in this process. A time for healing, and you're very close to achieving your goal. But I'm just picking up on the energy that taking this time to heal and deal with whatever it is that you need to deal with at this time isn't going to slow your progress. It's actually needed. And I'm picking on some kind of like contract or pre-birth agreement where there's some kind of emotional lesson here, or some kind of an event that is like leading you to have to look at your emotions in a certain way, or really feel them in a way that you haven't felt before. And it's like that's either the final step in some kind of a process that you're going through, or it's not actually going to slow your progress in any way, and you're being asked to take that time to heal by grounding yourself like in nature and just spending that time without worrying about some kind of project that you've been working on or some kind of completion. It's actually all connected here. There's something that's connected, and it's like potentially other things and like work things and like goals and entertainment or having fun or partying coming up to this end of the year, this crazy time, is causing you to actually feel overstimulated and a bit dysregulated, and the energy is a bit hectic right now. So there's really a need to like stay steady in these tumultuous kind of energies that we're dealing with. And I really feel like it's time to like take action towards healing and towards your emotional self, and like a different kind of action that you're not like used to here. An action through inaction, or at least things that aren't typically associated with like making progress, like spending time in the garden or on grass, just lying on the grass or hugging trees isn't typically associated with like making progress. But like I think that's the kind of progress that you need to make here, or it's the kind of work that you need to do. Dragonfly emergence, and I just saw about 100 dragonflies this morning, so there's obviously a message here. It's like you're gonna emerge as like a new version of yourself here after this process is complete. And it's almost like I'm just getting standing strong in the face of adversity and being able to like look out for those people around you who don't have this level of like emotional fortitude and like this stability that you have. Like you're building a new level of emotional stability here through some kind of an event. And it's like other people might be trying to get a part of you right now, or get into your energy, or help them with some kind of emotional healing process. But it's like you need to go through some kind of an emotional transformation here, or some kind of healing of your own, so that you can become that person. But it's like you're not really in a position where you can be that for other people. And it's like your own cup needs filling here. I'm really getting that. Grounding is, I think, the key to all of this. I'll keep this quite short because I feel like it may be beneficial for you to spend some time outside or do what you got to do. Meditation in nature. It's like there is anxiety here. And I think that, because I always say that action alleviates anxiety, but it's like maybe you got to figure out ways to trick your brain into thinking it's taking action, but maybe it's just through like writing down what you're going to do or becoming more clear on your goals. So it's like, okay, I don't have to work on them right now, but like I'm going to write a list of things that I need to do, and I'm just going to be like super realistic about it. And like something that might take me like a day of work, I'm going to give myself like a week to do it or something. It's like the rule of threes or something. It's like give yourself 3 times as long as you think that it needs to take while you do some kind of emotional healing. And there's going to be massive realizations around this, and maybe some kind of a healing of like some kind of an anxiety disorder. And it's like you're going to feel a lot more in control here, and potentially not need other people to like, I'm getting some kind of an emotional like codependency here with the Two of Cups. So it's like potentially other people need you around for some kind of an emotional support right now. And you're used to like potentially getting emotional support from other people, but maybe in subtle ways that you're not quite fully seeing. Like getting emotional support doesn't just have to mean like being a shoulder to cry on. Like you could potentially use other people to like distract you from some kind of an emotional pain. That's just one example. But there's like a higher realization here around something, or like a sudden realization that like you're your emotional stability is like more important than you think here. And there could be some kind of low-key, subtle anxiety that's like been running in the background that you're not even aware of. They get the Nine of Swords, so there's definitely some kind of a staying up at night, or like something's been troubling you. But it's like there's a sudden realization around other people's emotions or their energies and how it affects you, and what it is to be emotionally regulated, and like what it is to be fully grounded, or like stepping into some kind of a completion or a mastery of that. Just exploring these dynamics here. And just needing to be grounded even when other people aren't, and being that rock for people, emerging as that person. It's like you're kind of in a bit of a cocoon or something right now, because there's so much energy, there's so much happening right now. And this has caused you to really see sort of the truth of a situation, or the truth of how other people affect you. Yeah, Three of Pentacles. Like, it's like a group cooperation or a group building, and it's like maybe that has... I feel like, I want to say like this, maybe sometimes will take the place of this, which is why I get it in reverse. Like, there'll be a lot of focus on this, and like group building, and like working towards goals, and apprenticeship, and learning new skills. And sometimes this might get a bit neglected, or it's like in the past, previously, like you've done like a lot of this Three of Pentacles energy, but then ended up here, and it's like, how did I even get here? Like, you know what I mean? Like, and it's caused you to go within here, some kind of an event, a time for healing, like a need to go within yourself and heal. Whatever this is, there's something that's crying out to be grieved or worked through or processed. And I feel like you are doing that work, or you're stepping into a period here where you're really like getting dialed into your internal systems. And there's just a call to stay grounded in all of this. Keep doing the meditation and just being in nature, like just being. No thinking about the past or the present, or just focus on the breath, and just hear the insects around you, and just being. And like trying to get to that point where the way that you feel, like just being and just sitting there doing nothing, feels the same as like scrolling through Instagram, or like watching a video. Like getting to the point where it all feels the same for you. There's like a level of like mastery here that you're having to like revisit, or something. There's something that's come up and is causing you to be still. Some level of uncomfortability, feeling submerged, and love in reverse. It's like redefining like what this is for you, and like what role that plays, and like how am I able to radiate love? Like, what does it take for me? Potentially, like, you've been providing a lot of emotional support for people recently. Like, you've been put in a position where you have to be this person who's standing strong for other people. Like, you are that shoulder to cry on, and it's really affecting your energy, and it's drawing attention to like what it takes to be that person. And you want to be that person. Like, you want to be the leader, in a sense, like the one that other people can look to so that you can set the example. Like, you're happy to be that because you're like a healer energy, or some kind of just somebody who knows, somebody who wants to share the answers with people, you know. But it's like, you're like, man, okay, for me to be that, I need this much time alone. Like, I need this much time in solitude, or I have these old patterns of grief, or like old baggage that's coming up for me that I need to deal with. So it's like I'm being forced potentially to set boundaries with people that I really care about. Like, there could be projects that you're really passionate about, or some kind of a commitment. You've made a commitment to somebody, you know, and it's almost like you just have to take a pause for a second to work on yourself. I'm really getting that. It's like, you know that in order to move forward with whatever this is, it's like move forward in a relationship or move forward with some kind of a project. It's like you're going to sort of have to go back to the start here and go, okay, I want this and I want to make it work, but I need to like emerge here as somebody who's got it all together, like somebody who feels grounded, somebody who can show up and be consistent. And it's like your idea of what your needs are is changing because you're expanding and you can hold a bigger space. You can hold a bigger space for people and support more people. But that takes a new level of being grounded. And even things like this Owl Spirit card was saying, things that used to be okay for you but are no longer okay, and they affect you in a negative way. So it's like having to navigate that, and old things are coming up, old things that you used to enjoy, and you do it now and you're like, man, like I can't do that anymore. Like, it affects my energy. It affects me in a way that it never did. Page of Cups in reverse. Exactly what I'm saying. Page of Pentacles and Five of Wands in reverse. Interesting. Yeah, with the Nine of Wands on the bottom, that's that wounding. It's like that's that healing that is needed here because of some kind of like just something that you've gone through. I feel like you've gone through it. And it's like it's almost going to require you to like take all of this training that you're doing right now and all this practice and just kind of like throw it up a bit here with the Five of Wands. Like, typically this would like represent like a conflict with like people around you or something. But this card here, I really just see her like throwing the wands up in the air. So it's like you might just kind of, if everyone's trying to get in your energy or there's too many things that you're having to juggle here, you might just have to like throw it all up in the air a little bit, just temporarily, while you kind of figure out new ways of like, okay, like how do I like use my emotions in like a helpful way here, and like anything that comes up like isn't going to express itself in unhealthy ways with the Page of Cups in reverse here. It's like you're becoming more adept at recognizing like what your emotions are. Like you're really feeling them. I feel like you're very sensitive, more sensitive than you would have been in the past, around how you feel about things and your emotional reactions to things, which is good. Because it's like you're moving into a place where you can lead from the heart more, because you're more connected to your heart, like, and you're just less like pinched off from source, you know, not as closed off. And it's like, okay, I'm coming into some level of control here, just through knowing what everything feels like. You're really feeling things at this time for a reason. It's like you're being shown your emotions under a microscope, like just some kind of higher calling or soul contract here. And it's just like causing you to have to take a pause from other people and just ground, spend time in nature and get back to that healthy baseline here. Any final advice just in staying grounded? And I'll let you go take that walk or do what it is you got to do, because that's really the call here. Seven of Wands, yeah, it's those boundaries, hey. The King of Swords in reverse. So I'm just getting like really putting up those boundaries with people just for the time being while you do this healing work and you take this time. Obviously there's some kind of a process that's needed here in staying grounded, as the answers become more clear to you and things are revealed. And it's like, now's not a time to lead everybody and like keep everybody else like under control. It's like, I feel like you're going to do as much as you can to a point where like you have nothing left. And it's like, you really need to put yourself first here so that you can step into this position of like having a full cup so that you can support other people when it's really needed. But other people around you might be feeling or just experiencing some kind of lessons as well here. So it's like a level of like emotional like independence here, so that we can all kind of upgrade. And there's really a need to do that here and put these big like dreams or this next phase of your life, just take that pause to get grounded before you move forward. And you'll know, like, it might just be an afternoon, or it might be a week, or it might be a month. Like, only you know the answer to that. So, yeah, but just spending time in nature, and you're going to know what to do instinctively here. With this, like, what I'm talking about right now and, like, getting grounded, I feel like you know what it is that you can do now. And if you don't, it's like, maybe the first step in getting grounded would just be to sit. And like I was saying before, like, just be with no thoughts or anything, and receive like your next step, and just be patient and sit in a meditation with no expectations, like zero, not trying to predict what's going to happen or how long it's going to take or anything, just being blank and trying to connect to that oneness and that sense of oneness that is really present right now. But spirit, sort of what I'm getting, wants to talk to you. It wants to connect with you in that way. And it's like, set the intention and call in your guides and call in spirit to share information with you, and then go into that blank meditation with no expectations. And that's going to, like, I'm getting, be your first kind of step in being grounded here. Create your own gratitude board, this says. It's like, that can be really grounding, is like actually taking the things that are like moving around in your head. And it's like, potentially there's a lot of things that you're thinking about right now with the Nine of Swords that are creating like a bit of a tumultuous mental energy. And it's like, instead of wrestling with the good and the bad of the situation, maybe a good first step would to be like, create a board or just like a page in a book of all the things that you are grateful for right now, and really write that down and make it tangible, and sit with that. And once that's complete and you have like a tangible page of things that you're grateful for, then go into a meditation or just go outside and be in nature, and you're probably going to find yourself a lot more at rest. It says gather photos of people, places, objects, and memories that you love. Put them on a display board or desktop collage on your computer. Looking at your gratitude board daily is an instant mood booster. So I hope that helped. And like I said, I was planning to keep this short because the message is so clearly just about being grounded and taking time to rest. There's some kind of a healing process that's happening here. So keep setting those healthy boundaries with people, and the people that are meant for you will understand that there's a process that's happening here, and they won't want to keep taking your energy or crowding your space. But you're doing the right thing by taking a step back and giving yourself the time that is needed to heal here, and grounding is really the answer. So do that meditation, the gratitude board, spend time outside in nature, hug a tree if you're feeling like you don't have energy. And yeah, I really appreciate it, guys. Thank you for sharing this space with me, and I will see you in the next one.